just Bing chilling and zapping shit for free. I'm curious as to how Honcho's going to answer this one, though. That's going to be the more interesting question.
And 100, isn't it? For Ags?
Yeah, but it's got the
for the
yeah,
for the eat. I see what you're saying. Yep.
Sorry, 6,058. I was thinking 68 for some reason. But yeah, it can be. That you can work like to actually still have a game no matter what. And this is also a really well-balanced hero to set up for the last pick, where I'm sure Honcho... whenever a player gets arenaed, you'll notice at the top on the screen, they have a red eye symbol showing that they're disconnected in vision from the rest of their team, and they can't be seen.
Hey,
so, like,
Blink Dagger... There can be a huge amount of burst coming out from either of these heroes at any moment, so keen to watch this in action.
Another reason you won't see a lot of action in the bottom lane is the...
Is it going to be enough? Remember, Zeus can scout that little crab inside his sand pit. Is there any vision here for him to get the charge? There is. They're onto Johnny again, but there's the defensive disruption we were talking about. Johnny doing his best to try and get out of there, but there is a Zeus. Bala is now on the high ground. The blade mail comes out, and that fourth link needs to be careful. He doesn't kill himself, but he does blow up the axe. Axe is dead. That creates a bit of space in these fights for Dire now. Looks like Reverie is just elected to use his ult on the Spirit Breaker.
Think twice about picking this IO. I would expect the... Sorry, they're going to think twice about picking the Necro. The IO will likely get banned by Dire next game. Like, he did so much...
And the bottom of the ditch is because of his Aghanim Scepter, right? Like, that's what makes this hero so strong. And I see he's got the Halberd queued up. I get it. You're against an Ursa. But, like...
Game squad is built up from the lanes.
You know, I'm not surprised that Dire was caught off guard by that play, because it shocked me so hard I couldn't get my words out to just see all be enough to burst through these heroes, and they knew it, right?
He had the net worth doing well, but the problem is the rest of his team got a bit sacked. I think they're not going to go back to the drawing board, but they're definitely going to...
That Necro might be in a little bit of trouble. His team is coming.
Can
Io get him out? Will Io try and get him out? Are they going to try and take this fight? The Avalanche toss comes out. Another huge Mars ult. Their whole team is caught inside it, and just like that, we've lost...
Doesn't happen today. Troll not getting the Snapfire either, because he just gets men sent to his lane to help him. That Snapfire has a Maelstrom now. He's being charged, but I don't think anything will come of this.
Oh, it's going to make everyone in the Dota scenes cringe. But I sometimes even elect to pick up, if I'm having a good lane, to pick up the Locket early on IO. Sometimes pre-mech. Garchi's going to try and man-fight the Reverie here. Reverie switching to Strength to try and get away. And it looks like he may just do it. Shadow Demon pops the ult on top of Garchi. They're thinking about it, but the rest of it makes it more interesting for me. Makes it more interesting for the people that are out there. And lately, there's been a whole bunch of stomps. Last night, obviously, you had that fantastic just yet, but they popped the Zeus ult to try and finish him. Oh dear God, he's trying to switch to Strength. He's trying as hard as he can. He's caught in that Zeus Aghanim Scepter with the Refresher, but he manages to slink out, and now with him, swap in onto Gabala. They decide to try and deal with the axe first. Johnny trying to keep Ursa busy, but Gabala has decided he's just going to play forward as Gachi is running to that Shadow Demon, and the Shadow Demon is dead without buyback. Johnny doing what he can to fight the
gang's favor, because I will say Radiant's buying a couple silly items if you ask me. Like the Dagon been practical. This axe needs a BKB Shiva's Refresher. He needs these types of items to gain kills at least, right?
And we did see the Shadow Demon having the impact that we expected it to have. And where it was like saving this Morphling, we did have the swaps from Johnny to keep
while they were in the arena for most of the spear duration.
Oh, I was wondering, for me I thought maybe Yules or something, but yeah, of course, Invoker
yeah.
Whirlwind. Yeah.
Ancho panicked a little bit and got hunted for it.
He dogs to that Axis, he just sends Dire straight back to their fountain. They need to be careful now. We got buybacks out on the Morphling. Morphling doing what he can to keep his team in the game. The Crab is alive for now, but the Crab needs to get out of there as fast as he can, but the bear is just on top of him. Axis doesn't get caught or doesn't
He's
get
got a big
damaged.
one. He's not too afraid. I have been seeing a lot of pros do the Ring of Health build on the Ursa. Very, very nice, I think. It keeps you really not catch a break in game 2. They're getting absolutely decimated, to say,
They are.
Like, look at their scorelines. 1-6 Morphling, 2-10 Vengeful Spirit, which is Bootsless Vessel at 8 minutes 44. Kind of just, like, puts a wrench in the entire plan of Radiant, you know? Like, AU Rejects don't have a way to enable Gooby.
Both of them look like they need something to bring it together. Slaughter Gangs looks like it's the stronger draft to me so far, but I feel like AU Rejects, the Rejects are cooking something, and it's a windy.
Morphling took Ebb, which means his
Oh,
primary
smoke breaks.
stat is
Nice
agility.
spray. Sorry, go ahead.
What's this?
The smoke got
sorry, I
broken.
didn't
Yeah,
see
tiny,
this.
tiny broke the smoke. So, thank you so much, you legends. I hope you enjoyed the game. Thank you, White Glint, for letting Bops yell in your ears. And everyone, you have a phenomenal, phenomenal evening. Good night, guys.
These random kills where the supports get a bunch out of it. The lowest level on Dire is 11, and the lowest level on Radiant is 8. 2 level 8 heroes compared to 2 level 11s. And the Troll's just like...
Axe snatched it up, and it looks like the Axe secures the Wisdom Rune. I think they're having some fun. I think they're feeling themselves in this game. So good to see that even in a comp setting, these boys can still... And the whip comes out. Looks like they're still looking for Win Xing. Shadow Demons died somewhere in the background that I didn't quite catch, but it looks like Axe jumps in to get a good call, but he's delayed by the Avalanche Toss, and now... Ooh, is he in trouble?
As if he's got the Enrage buffer up when he gets hit, and it's only 2.5 seconds, but that's 2.5 seconds you're not moving, you're not able to use your attack speed buff. You can't, everything you've said is correct, as well as it's giving him the Lincoln's break, right? Morphling bought the Lincolns so that he doesn't get dunked. The Dagon, even if it's a level 1 Dagon, cuts through the Lincolns and then opens him up to being cold. And
So, as someone who loves the save support, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm known for my Earth Spirit, but I love Io. I just love that hero so much. I also love Oracle. I've played into Run, but that's a little cheeky kill to the bear there.
First hit bash, man.
What I was gonna say, camps and build up that triangle, but the thing is, everyone knows he's going to be doing that, and so they're going to block his camps. As a 5, this hero just does, but they're starting to feel him out. They've got vision on him, and the Invoker's rotating over. Mars is here, the slow comes out, big zap from the Rubik, he throws off his Ghost Shroud, but then the stun comes out immediately from the saves out, he can't, and all of a sudden Johnny is caught out of position and dead once again. Tombstone keeps...
He has 100 HP and he gets in the Tombstone.
Yep, keeps that Spirit Breaker alive. He's still winning his lane, so who am I to judge? Shadow Demon, best hero. Absolutely best
That's
hero.
his innate ability, right? That gives you the 2% stacking.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, yeah, got it. I have
Faye is now in trouble as well as he tries to run to his tower and just gets up down. Okay, nice young Harold. And Gachi going in bottom.
Gachi gets a kill, 2v1. Yeah. So the Zeus is really good here. It gives him a lot of vision. He's obviously they don't need to pick a mid laner to go in, right? They have the Breaker, they have the Axe, they have the Ursa. They can make a lot of space and then have the Zeus in the back. Just so the Shadow Demon, they've gone for an Undying. One of the few saves in the game that doesn't get ruined by Shadow Demon. You can just buy Shard and put someone in a Tombstone for 3 seconds. Or until it breaks. But he has a Maelstrom, so he can actually get his farm up. And the Lil Shredder with Ricochet 2 does so much damage.
Oh, Spirit Breaker ult onto Io. Io's looking to tether.
4-2 still open. The Venge 1-3 still open. The Shadow Demon, it's probably going to be 5. Let's be realistic. But Slaughter Gang still have so much.
Game on this Spirit Breaker. Did you say that Raccoon plays a lot of Spirit Breaker, or is this like a?
How the hell did he get up there? Look at where he's standing and look at the ward
he slipped past. He slipped past Prey.
Just be because of what the players play here. Like, obviously you don't see a lot of Axe at Riyadh, but you see a lot of the Willow and the Hoodwink that kind of prevents it, and the Underlord where
annoying purple ball to release their target. So, yeah, alright. I
I
don't know.
I think that 2.5 seconds will make the difference in this kind of lineup. Giving the Venge time to line up the swap, giving the Tiny time to come in with the
Live on the main stage of Phoenix League Season 1, so very excited to see Invoker. Works well from what I can say, works well with the Mars, works well with the Spirit Breaker when you're hunting with Sunstrike, so... The Halberd is how many
Frey
seconds
gets
of...
put out bottom.
He was just lurking around for the ages. But
Yeah.
the Halberd, I'm sure it disarms him if he doesn't have BKB, but how many times is us...
A lot of heroes they just can't get them 100 zeros. They just can't kill them.
Hard to fight against a team that has a 30k lead, you know?
Yeah, that's just... If they weren't 30k up and they would
keep the Morphling alive. But what's the point of saving your Morphling if it doesn't have any farm? Like, if it's not getting back into these games? Huge performance from Prey.
that would have been a 500 gold kill for Harold if he could have got it, but unfortunately they could not slay the Hunch Dog there. He's too strong.
Okay, so we got a 2k lead already. 8 minutes.
Yeah. They're both incredibly unique and they both have a good flavor to them. Like, obviously, attack or defense, right?
Yeah.
There's no ambiguity to it. They're both insanely good when you want them, you know what I mean?
Defensively, but it just needs to be saved for the defense in a losing game. And I keep seeing him, like, grabbing Gachi or grabbing the Axe or grabbing the Sprint.
3k advantage, and whenever Radiant are winning, they're only getting 1 or 2k, and they're not getting any objectives out of it. They're not getting much map.
There's also a 7k XP swing. So this is fantastic. If someone dies close to him, he gets an illusion of the hero that has died close. So it can be enough to give you the damage that you need in a fight, but usually
1k lead, but they still were up almost 2k, just from how well top went and how well mid was going to go with the Invoker pick.
Yep. Necro's still on top of the net worth chart though at this stage.
Like, to what lane they'll be going.
Oh, we have an Invoker! How bloody exciting! God, I love Invoker. I don't play the hero, but I love seeing it played well. And here we have a Sunstrike, and all of a sudden the troll goes down, and the snap lives. Hey, Radiant are making this funky draft work, huh?
Yeah, that's another 1,000 goals. Like,
I mean, he is on Team Spirit, arguably one of the best teams in the entire world. So let's see if Huncho can replicate the big Lalal plays, dude. So which team are you?
like, fine because he has an Ags. 2-7 Tiny.
But
Huncho's the only one having like a reasonable game.
It's this XP differential. You've got 18 coming out on Gachi, 18. Okay.
No, he didn't. He got 18
The bear is
before.
on top of Huncho. Huncho suddenly is inside that disruption, but it's just enough for him to get out of there. The Mukau is still charging though. Wiped over and over again, and so the bluff works. The Zeus just sort of mans up a little bit, and they go, "Ooh, maybe there's an axe that's going to blink Dake on me. Maybe there's a bear that's going to blink on me." So.
I think he was blood grenaded. That's why he was a little slow on the uptake there. He has boots now, but I don't think he's going to try. I wouldn't expect him to. Oh, wow.
That's Elite Slayer 60, 60, 60, you know? Like, I want really, really creative names. Oh, okay, let me talk. This is the strongest support in all of Dota.
And drop a sandstorm with Axe. That's all he has to do. Speaking of the lanes, I think there might be a bit of action in mid this game. I do look like an idiot, but it's really hard to predict because they're doing some silly stuff as well.
Yeah, I can't predict it either, so don't you worry.
Yeah, Voka mid, pos 1 troll and fire, which means as he levels up Little Shredder, he will be taking all the Little Shredder talents, and he'll be buying like a Maelstrom or a Gleipnir of some description, getting all these procs out. Tiny did take the crash landing, so he'll be pumping the toss.
Reverie spots his BKB and he wants in, but all of a sudden the Moon Cow is on his back line and keeping his support a whole lot busier. Oh my god, that axe call is so phenomenal! He catches 3! 1, 2, 3! But honestly, I think we are going to see a pretty fierce game tonight. From what you've told me before, of course, we went live, and from what I've seen from this upper division, it seems like it's going to be a bit of a brawl all the way into the captain's. Running! Axe wants the dunk!
They got him!
Oh
no, he
my
doesn't.
god! Rampage to that Axe! Oh my god, that's Rue's doing everything he can to get up into its fountain, and
God.
it is not going to make it. Decides to take the Shadow's Servant. Doesn't go with Promulgate. Probably undervalues it like most players, but Shadow Servant is still just so good. So
tell me, what does this one do? Not be playing bottom very much. Notice Mars is under his tower. Just like
Cold Snap comes out. Harold's in trouble. No Lucky Bashes from Prey, so he sort of disappears into the tree. Bottle refill from Raccoon. Okay. Facets being introduced to the game is a huge change. Facet interaction with Rubik. Do you think it needs any changes? Oh, Io. Nice.
It is confusing as shit, man, if I have to be completely honest. Having to track Terry, that's 6 HP regen and 3 mana regen permanently now on the Rubik. Oh, that's good.
That is something that you want to see on a
God, did you just see the level 2 Little Shredder?
Oh, I did not, but looks like Reverie needs to run out there, run out of there as fast as he can. I saw Little Io positioning himself. What I did see though was Tiny, and when you see this hero played well, is there anyone on AU Rejects that plays Brood well? Are they banning it just because it's meta, or are they?
Gooby and Gachi, 100%.
Okay,
Those two players, even doesn't have to worry about it too much.
Bottles filled once again.
Yeah, it's just rushed a vessel. And this 1k gold lead, you have to note, is in regards, like, the bottom lane has a...
And hope that my plus one carries me late game, so...
So, Hunter George does seem to open with... I'm not actually sure why he took the Sandstorm Invisibility facet and not the one...
And there's not enough. The 2 stacks is going to be enough. There we go.
48. Oof.
That's the other thing. So just briefly with Shadow Demon's Promulgate, it stacks for all damage incoming. Hey, I've been wrong before.
I'd say he needs to get active around the 15-minute mark with his Shard. He needs to purchase Radiance and Shard on the dot at 15 if he wants to have any hope of winning this. It's Rakon drops the easy.
What I was going to say about the Shadow Demon is it's such a... It reminds me of just the Russian teams. They love this hero. They've always loved this hero. It just plays... Kabbalah having a better game this time.
So even though Hancho George is 3-1, his team is suffering into the mid game.
Okay, we see a smoke now.
Oh my god.
Where did all that
so much
damage come from? What? Where's my recap?
Yashakaya and just ends them out of the game.
That has to have been a meme, right? Like, they gotta be memeing.
No way. Player, you need your science, you need your RFA, you need the man who can really cook with Rubik, and you need good steals. So when you look at like a lot of the meta heroes, the answer right. The whole goal is to get farm without like showing on the map and without like putting yourself in danger. But he's just not able to do it because the cow will just charge through and insta-kill his illusions no matter what. 10 facets during a game, and then having to track which one they actually took. It just gets so messy so quickly. And here we do. We have the Gubala Snapfire. And the instant...
You'd pop the Lincolns, but that bear is still running at you, and out comes Tombstone, which is going to give him the vision he needs. Abyssal Blade keeps you in place for just a second, and Huncho... Ooh, you need to be careful, mate. He's invisible. Actually, they can. Double damage on the Invoker. Does the Invoker stay to try and get more? No, Alexa just leave. He's got what he can. He's hanging. He wants it.
Yeah.
They're absolutely whiffing it because of the pressure. But then when it's time to shine, some of them are making some of the 6 plays I've seen in a while too. It's such a good game with Dota. I love Dota. And of course Axe Dagon, right? Axe Dagon deals with those major illusions.
Yeah, Dagon one-shots all illusions no matter what. And
it doesn't quite work. You come up against a pretty tough team in Slaughter Gang, maybe underestimating them a little bit. What's your next step? Are you going to go for something more traditional, something easier to execute? Do something about this tiny hero, Dota.
That throws a bit of a spanner in the works for AU Rejects. They need to get this Roche while it's top, so they can continue to push like the map. Another thing is the Morphling went Lincolns to protect himself from the cow charging him globally, but it doesn't protect you from the Axe, who's about to try again. He's lighting him up. Okay, Huncho has actually opted not to go for the blink. They've detected that they have absolutely zero momentum going into the mid game now, after they get 5-man wiped across the entire map. 3 lanes of...
The double D. Oh, Gachi's hungry, jumping in cover. Johnny Spirit, Johnny, you need to get out of there. And Huncho's not respecting this Io. That's what I'm seeing, right? This is the power of Io. This is why it's one of my favorite heroes. People think that this hero is boring. I get told all the time, Io's boring to play.
But we don't have an expected winner, I wouldn't say, out of any of these. It could really go any way between like the top 3 or even the top 5.
So put me in the mindset of...
stable hero. I've seen Reverie play it over the years. Something he enjoys. I think the problem with second pick here, that like dire second pick, is they need
to get out of there. Oh, both of these teams are making mistakes, but both of these teams are making sick plays. This is good Dota. This is the kind of Dota that you can feel the pressure on these teams, right? They have the space, Cal, keep diving. No.
It nullifies a lot of the damage of the Ursa, but the Zeus still put him down to like half there. No? Oh, well, we're in.
Look at that, and we have a draft. Straight away, we got a look at that beautiful, stunning.
They have like 1 or 2 signature spells that are just, I guess, a level above the rest in the patch, like Tiny Toss with Toss Facet and all these other like little things, and that's where Rubik.
Ursa lurking on the side. In comes Axe with a phenomenal call. Down goes the SD and down goes the Tiny immediately. Huncho gets a stun off in return and doesn't have time to get his ult off. The Morphling doing what he can to put some damage on, but his game without me. I've got things to say. Why is it that you were so keen on getting in to cast this one with me?
Pretty much know everyone in the lobby.
But the sun comes out. Oh, lucky Lincoln's there keeps him alive for now.
Just die so quickly. Huge
Axe call. Huge Axe call. Zeus needs to be careful here. What's Wendy up to here? Yeah. Stacking like a good support? No? Yes? Yep, she decides to.
Yeah, there's not really a lot she can do.
Spirit Breaker is pinged out the
counted in a row, and then you're relying on your mid laner to go penultimate last and win you the game. But the troll pick's really good. Like, even though Necro is considered a counter, you can buy Ags on troll. You have so many tools.
coming up on young Harold as well. You got 20 coming up on Axe. Meanwhile, this poor Morphling is 15, and the rest of his team are even lower than that. So when there's that,
like sometimes you see it on Sand King, sometimes you see it on Venge. They can get up there into the 600s, into the 650s, really early as well. Even Ursa now. This guy's at almost 800.
Oh, Tombstone goes down, and I think these guys maybe in the finals, and you are unlucky enough to not make it to the finals, which I think is very unlikely. I've seen your gyro. Your gyro is going to rip all the way to the finals. But if you're not, and these guys make it, maybe I'll hit you up again to...
Do is they'll lock it in with their last pick, and they'll obviously ban out all the cheese. So Huskar's already out of the pool. Slaughter Gang are taking away all the tempo, so there goes Storm Spirit.
They know Axe is bottom. Do they try something?
They do have vision on Dire. Okay, goes for
looks like kind of something like a Storm Spirit, right? Oh, EMP goes out, EMP into Whirlwind. The charge is coming though, and Harold needs to back out as fast as he can. I don't think they'll have the damage though. Just a little bit more harassed. Let him...
It depends on your mid laner. If your mid laner's okay, another Husker, like that's these last two bans. I think both games have been OD Husker from AU Rejects. They just do not want to get cheesed by Huncho with 100. The Spirit Breaker has just been the MVP of both these games, I think.
Prey caught out of position once again, charged and deleted by that Spirit Breaker. Referee, you're juggling it against 3 heroes here. The rest of the team isn't with him.
Where it follows you around. Because
I can answer that one. For once, I can answer that one because in the pro scene, they're deciding to they just value the invisibility more. And once you've got the Bloods, it's just 3 heroes. I guess the Spirit Breaker is just lurking between mid, and he is charging in on top of that Sand King. But the Sand King does have a double damage bottle, unbelievably bonkers. So this hero, Jinkyu started playing it again maybe a year ago. That's when I started paying attention to this hero again because I love it. And then since then, it has just had so